You know, after 26 years of law enforcement, I learned something that most people never even either think about or talk about, and that is your flashlight, especially if you're working nights, is one of those tools that most people reach for first. In today's video, we're going to be talking about the new Nextorch P83. We're going to go over some of the pros, if there is any of the cons. I do have to let you know this, Nextorch did reach out to me and ask me if I would do a video for them. So yes, they sent me the flashlight so that I could make a video for you. In full disclosure, the opinions are all mine. All the cool specs and all that other stuff, that's on them. So let's get to the video. I hear this all the time. Everybody wants to know, how many lumens is it? But I've got to tell you this, lumens is only part of the story. I'm more interested in the total usefulness of the flashlight as opposed to how bright it can be. How big is the pattern? How big is the spot? How much throw do you have? Can you really kind of see around you if you're trying to walk to a trail? You guys know I'm no longer in law enforcement. However, I still carry a flashlight to work with me every single day. There's a lot more to a flashlight than how many lumens it is. The Nextorch P83 provides you with 2100 lumens. It'll throw a beam about 380 meters. And for you guys that are wondering how many yards that is, it's a lot. While I'm talking about some of the other specs, I'm going to let you guys see what it'll do in total darkness. We're going to go out, we're going to look at the 3 different levels on this. One of the things I really like about this flashlight is just like the one we did last week. You've got 2 different buttons up here. Your top button is going to be an emergency flash type beam, and then your main button is going to be the one right below it. It's real easy. And this one cycles through 3 different beam brightnesses. So just a mild touch on it, and you can cycle through all 3. And you guys know I love the moonlight beams because you're going to be able to make a flashlight like this last a really, really long time. And 90% of the time, you're not searching for a kid, you're not searching for a coon up in the tree. You're just needing some light so that you don't step on a snake while you're on your way to the outhouse or wherever you're camping at, or just looking for another tool or some other little part that you may be working on inside your camper, your Jeep, or whatever else. So for me, those moonbeams get way more use than I'll ever use this high beam. That high beam is super, super bright. It's 2100 lumens. While we're talking about the light, yeah, it may get hot down here. And then if you'll notice this bezel around here, you've got the ceramic brake beads that are built into this. The way this light's designed, those beads that are going to break the glass window out, they're designed for just that. So if something bad was to happen and maybe you locked your keys in your car, maybe there's a baby inside a car that's locked in, you can actually break the glass really easy the way this bezel is designed for that purpose. It was never designed to be a weapon. It's designed to break glass. Keep that in mind. Now, when we're talking about the switches, this is where this light really kind of separates itself from a lot of the others out there on the market. I already showed you that top button. If you just hit it real quick, it will go into this emergency flash mode, and you guys don't need an explanation of what you might use that for. But I do want to show you something else that's kind of cool that separates this light from a lot of the others that are out there on the market. That same button, if you push it and hold it for a minute, now you've got a blinking red and blue light. If you hold it again, you got a red light that's blinking, and then if you hold it again, and when I say hold it again, you're just pushing it down one more time, you've got the blue light, and then you've got a solid red light, and then you've also got a solid blue light. You guys that know what the benefits of the red and blue light are don't need an explanation, but it is something else that's actually kind of cool. So if you found yourself in an emergency situation or something like that, this may be something that you could set up on your vehicle. The flashing red, the flashing blue, maybe something that you want to use. I will caution you this, a lot of states, it's going to be against the law to use a red and blue flashing light on the front of your vehicle at any time, and sometimes the red and blue flashing on the back of your vehicle would be illegal. Check your state and local laws before you go out there, but in an emergency situation, if you're just trying to just keep somebody from hitting you while you're out there trying to change a flat or something, this light is not going to be super, super bright, but it is something that might get somebody else's attention. And you can comment down below, what would you use the red or the blue flashing light for? Comment down below and let us know. For me personally, I think it's just one more little cool tool, and with you being able to use the solid red or the solid blue, I think I could see that where it'd come in really handy in certain hunting scenarios, and it's not a really bright light to where you're actually spotlighting the entire woods and letting every game animal in the woods know where you're at. Now, while you're thinking about what you may use this red and blue light for, one thing I do want to caution you on, we've already kind of talked about some of the laws, but let's just say that you're tent camping next to your buddy and he snores real loud. I don't know that I would turn this on and then yell, "Sir, step out of the tent." It may not end well. Comment down below. Let me know what's your thoughts. What would you use the red and blinking lights for? Would be a great way, you know, maybe to mark your camp or something like that, especially if you're camping in some of those primitive areas and your buddy's struggling trying to find camp. Maybe light this thing up. It might help him. On the actual light itself, I know a lot of people are going to ask, you've got 2100 lumens on bright. Hit the button one more time, it bumps it down to 350, and then I believe this is 25 on the moonlight, what I call the moonlight, and it does still have a nice little spread, nice beam, and then you got the off button. Makes it really simple. But for me personally, the 2100 I would very seldom ever use, plus the longer, especially if you're working in a situation, say you are a active duty police officer, you don't want to burn up your flashlight in the first hour or two of your nighttime shift. So having that adjustability is a lot better than some of the old school flashlights that were around when I was a young officer and you only had so many hours and the light wasn't adjustable. While we're talking about it, especially talking about it in a patrol vehicle, and we've mentioned this in other videos, you can recharge this with a standard USB-C. It's hidden inside the head, so this thing is still going to be your IP67 waterproof and dustproof, and you just screw that back up and now your charging port is totally sealed up and covered. So for a scout car or any type of first responder, it is nice that you can recharge this on the go. Leave it in your Jeep. You don't have to be in law enforcement to have a flashlight that works, but being able to recharge it, you guys know our camping trips typically in the fall time, 2-3 weeks at a time, and I like everything to be rechargeable out there. It's something I could recharge either with my Jeep, the truck, or a small generator. While we are talking about the battery and the battery life, if you run it on low, you can see upwards of 85 working hours on the what I'm going to call the moonbeam, and that's a long time, guys, especially if your average person only uses a flashlight a handful of times a week. 85 hours could last months in your Jeep for an emergency light, or it could last weeks at deer camp, or you guys do the math, kind of figure out how you'd want to do it. Obviously your runtime on that 2100 beam, you're probably realistically looking at a 3 to 5 hour runtime, and I don't know that I'd want it on constantly. If you've got a kid walking around camp, make sure they're not running that thing full blast all the time, or your batteries are going to be dead when you need it most. I think I said IPX67 earlier. I need to make an amendment or addendum, whatever you want to call it. It's IPX7, which means that this thing is actually pretty much weatherproof, waterproof, windproof, dustproof, all those different proofs. IPX7 is one of the highest ratings. It's also got a 3mm drop test, so if you're like me and you're rough on your equipment, or you have a wife who's rough on your equipment and she drops stuff pretty regular, you don't really have to worry about damaging this thing with that 3mm drop test, which is basically 9 feet. So somebody dropping it off the roof of your house, just a good rough guesstimate on the height wise, this thing's still going to hold up nice and strong and still be working for you when you need it most. Yeah, it's Angie proof. One thing that we like to do in our videos is kind of tell you who I think this flashlight is for. Obviously, we've kind of mentioned the first responders, being a retired law enforcement officer. I could see this being really beneficial. I think it would be one that you could easily carry on your belt or in your scout car. But above and beyond that, for the majority of us that are not in law enforcement or a first responder of any kind anymore, this would be great for overland people that are camping. If you got an RV, if you got a truck, a Jeep, emergency first aid kit, if you guys have a go bag, stuff like that, this is one you can charge it up, leave it in your go bag, and not worry about it. We talked about earlier, your average person realistically only uses a flashlight about 6 hours per year, and if you do the math on that, on the 85 hours, that's a lot of run time. But if you have this charged up in your go bag, similar to other items we've talked about in go bags in the past, You want something that you know you can charge up and it's not bleeding off any of the energy when you're not using it. This one has been holding the charge. We've had this for about a month and a half now. You can charge it up. The only time the battery's actually running down on this is when I notice that my wife's carrying it around out in the yard, either taking the dog in or out after dark or something like that. And then it's like, okay, I need to charge the thing back up. Obviously the wife's been using it, and yes, she uses it on the highest beam it's got. That way she can see all the way down the end of the neighborhood, which is miles down the road. I'm not sure, the dog's not going that far, but that's how women like to run their lights. And looking for snakes, the acre or two down the road. Who this might not be for. This may not be for somebody if you're only occasionally looking for your TV remote underneath the couch. This light is more of what you'd call a premium light. It is around that $70 mark. You know what, depending on who you are, that remote may be that important to you. So it may still work for the guy who's occasionally looking for his TV remote. So let's don't count that out, because I know TV is extremely important to a lot of people. All right, from top to bottom, some of the great, what you'd call quality, or in my book, we're going to call it the pros. This bezel's nicely done. It's got the ceramic pieces built in for emergency glass breakage scenarios, whatever you may find them to be. As we continue down, this is a very nice, well put together, and you can see, maybe, but it's got some nice grippage going on built into this aluminum housing that this flashlight's made out of. You've got the sealed USB port, which in my mind makes this thing priceless, especially if you're talking about a go bag or a vehicle. The super long 85-hour runtime makes this a great flashlight, well constructed. It's still compact enough. I think first responders would find this comfortable on their duty belt. And then the switches that you can find the switch with gloves on. You've got the big switch back here in the back, and then for those rare times that you may need the emergency beam, whether it be the emergency flash or the red and blue lights, it's still going to be extremely easy to find because these switches are nicely laid out. They fit your thumb good. Your emergency switch, which is smaller, your thumb will catch on it. It still catches on it with a glove. And then the bigger one is going to be your main light switch that you use pretty regular, and you can bump through all three modes really quickly. And that, to me, is just another one of those key items where they go above and beyond to make a flashlight that'll actually work and hold up. And I really can picture this one being useful for a ton of people, especially campers, hunters, fishermen, stuff like that. Could you imagine you get out somewhere in your boat, maybe like on Caddo Lake, and it's dark, having that really, really bright beam? You could really make sure you're not going over them stumps and damaging your boat. Or keep an eye out for alligators. Snakes. Yeah, I don't know which is worse. Comment down below, which would you rather encounter while you're out in your kayak? A snake or an alligator? Comment down below and let us know. But I think this thing would be really awesome for making sure that you can keep an eye on those guys that are out there in the water with you also. If you'd like to learn more about the Nextorch P83, I'll have a link down below. We didn't go through the unboxing. I never do that because all of y'all have seen a box before. One of the things I didn't show you, it does come with a little lanyard you can put on the back, and it also comes with a really nice USB recharging cord, which makes that really nice. But if you'd like to learn more about this light, I will have a non-affiliate link down below. If I'm not mistaken, you can use code HMO for Heartland Makes and Outdoors 15, all capital letters, for a 15% discount if you go through their website. Again, it's not an affiliate link. I don't care if you use the link or not, but if you want to save a little bit of money, use that code HMO15. And I do want to say this, if you're new to our channel, we don't just review gear. We teach outdoor skills, we teach you how to tie knots, and we actually get outside and make stuff happen. If that sounds like something that you're interested in, love to talk you into joining our little family here. We're on our way to 12,000 subscribers. With your help, we can actually make that happen. Appreciate each and every one of you. I hope you all have a blessed weekend, and let's get outside and make something happen.